Well, welcome to the fifth Warming Cozy. I'd like to begin with saying to all of you here tonight that on behalf of the nurses, administrative staff, and the board of directors, thank you for sharing your evening with us and supporting the Fort Wayne Sexual Assault Treatment Center. Also, a heartfelt thank you to our sponsors, donors, and volunteers. We are humbled by your generosity. Sorry. David and Kayla, thank you doesn't seem enough for opening your beautiful home and your hearts, and I'm touched beyond words. And finally, no words are quite adequate to convey how I feel about the woman who had the vision of Warming Cozy and then made it a reality, Cheryl Brockman. Thank you, my friend. It's hard to believe that this is our fifth Warming Cozy. Last year, at Mike and Maryland's, in the pouring down rain, we raised $157,000, giving us a total net $566,000 in 4 years. Thank you to all of those who made that possible, and a very special thank you to Mike and Marilyn Stanford for hosting the last 4 years. And you already know how much the funding need last year secured money to help us with education in our colleges. The new statistic for the 11,000 colleges in the United States is that 89% reported 0 rapes on their campus. That's down from 91% who had 0 rapes. So we still have a lot of work to do. I do see a lot of longtime supporters here and a lot of new faces. And for all of the new faces who are just dying to know why you're here today, let me start with, what is the Fort Wayne Sexual Assault Treatment Center? Our mission is to be the most respected and trusted resource for superior medical forensic care, education, and research, bringing justice to those impacted by sexual assault. Our center is a not-for-profit, freestanding facility that opened in 1996, and we have oversight by the most dedicated board of directors, and I'd like to thank them for all they do. And they'll probably kill me, but I've never got to do this in 21 years. Will our board of directors please stand, and let's give them a round of applause, please. And Mark Bloom's standing already. We also have 2 medical directors, Dr. Catherine Garner for adults and adolescents since 1996, and Dr. Susan Frere oversees pediatrics, and she's here too, but I want you to give Susan a round of applause. And we have 32 physicians on our consulting team. Okay, back to our history. Our center was the first center that opened in Indiana and the entire Midwest. And we were the 21st center in the entire country. There are now well over 1,000 centers and about the same amount, unfortunately, that have closed their doors. So what do? We provide an exclusive service that no one else does. No one. We are the recognized and credentialed providers of the medical forensic exam, working with 56 law enforcement agencies, 21 hospitals, and serve over 1.6 million people. So what does that mean? If the patient calls 911, goes to their doctor, goes to the ER, they call us. If the patient is stable, they come to our center. If critical, 2 nurses will go to the hospital. If deceased, we go to the morgue. Our role, to be nurses. This seems like an appropriate time to introduce you to the nurses. I may be the face of the center, but they are the backbone, and it is such an honor to work with this group of professionals who are committed to excellence. And with that said, will the nurses please stand, and can we give them a round of applause? As nurses, we bring the forensic science and compassion to these patients. We explain their healthcare options, perform the medical forensic exam, collect DNA, provide treatment, and testify in a court of law. and all of our services are at no cost to the patient. Forensic nurses make a difference, a huge difference, and every exam opens the door to the possibility of collecting evidence that might assist to convict a child molester or rapist, and which is just as important to us, collect DNA that would exonerate an innocent man. We provided services to 1,167 primary and secondary victims in 2016. In 21 years, we have provided services to over 25,000 victims. Our youngest, which Sean saw this year, was 35 days old. Our oldest, 94. The CDC says 1 in 5 college freshman women will be raped in their freshman year, making them the most vulnerable adult. The CDC also says 1 in 4 girls 17 and younger will be victims of sexual assault. With that in mind, in Allen County's population, that would be 12,000 females 17 or younger, 12,000 of our little girls in Allen County. Indiana still has the second highest number in the U.S. for rape of teenage girls 9th through the 12th grade. That's a nice one to be known for. And lastly, the FBI says that 68% never report to anyone. So think about what our actual numbers would be. Those of you who know me know I started on this speech immediately after the conclusion of the last forming cozy at Mighty Maryland. Why? Because it is difficult to prepare this speech, for there is no way for me to sugarcoat the horrific acts of sexual violence committed against our women and children, and sometimes men. But without being offensive, I need to help you understand what it is we do and why we need your help. I finished my first speech in March, and it would have given you a glimpse of sexual assault through the eyes of children. I wanted you to know why every man, every woman here tonight has a stake in the dialogue that takes place. I'm going to share with you just one patient from that speech. Melissa. She was 11 years old and was being molested by her father since she was 7. During her health history, she sobbed uncontrollably, not about the acts committed against her or the videos taken of her. She sobbed because her mom called her names that I wouldn't dare repeat, and because her mother asked her, "Why did you do those despicable things with your dad?" and blamed her totally for the abuse. She said, "I told her I was scared and confused and I just wanted Daddy to love me." She looked at me and then she looked to the ground and said, "I feel so ugly and dirty. I feel like I'm a dog." He was convicted. He was a lawyer, a father of 3, and a child molester. Her mother turned to drugs and quickly was an addict and left her in the care of her grandmother. And I learned a few months ago that my dear Melissa killed herself when she was 14. I'm not going to share any more of that speech because I tore it up in April. Why? Because of the 7-month-old who was brutally assaulted. This child had me reevaluating my 37 years as an RN, contemplating if it was time for me to move on to a different career. Obviously, I worked through it because I'm here tonight. So why her after thousands and thousands of victims? Well, as gut-wrenching and sick as it is, it wasn't because someone in the pornography world actually requested a 7-month-old and the acts committed against her. You see, these monsters can request age, sex, race, hair color, and the acts. And in our line of work, we know this. And it wasn't the fact that it was her father who committed these heinous crimes and videoed it. Again, in our line of work, we know it usually is someone they know, trust, and love. What brought me to my knees and had me evaluating my life's work and the center's purpose and all of humanity was that 12,000 people watched this video of this baby being sexually assaulted in a 3-month period. 12,000 in 3 months. Our technology has connected these pedophiles to each other. And I kept asking myself, how and what did it matter then what we do at the center? When these crimes are happening way beyond anyone's imagination, and these videos are crystallized in time forever, how could we possibly be making a difference? Well, it does matter. If we can help one child, one woman, to know that they have value, and that they are important, and that it wasn't their fault, and provide them the comprehensive medical care and state-of-the-art forensic care, then we've given them a voice, and they're not just a case or a number. These are our children, our neighbors, our wives, our colleagues, and the service we provide does make a difference. And we owe it to the 17 counties to continue our mission to be the most respected and trusted resource for superior medical forensic care. Thank you for the great privilege to stand or sit before you tonight and share with you a bit about our work. And on behalf of our incredible board of directors, and the nurses who rock the world, and our administrative staff, thank you for attending tonight, and God bless all of you.